Welcome to this week's edition of News Review. News Review is an 8-year Abakaliki program designed to recapitulate on some major news items of the week. So stay tuned. I am your presenter, Uche Chukwu, saying compliments of the season. But let's start with the fresh report. The family of the member representing Afikpo North and South Federal Constituency, Chief Idu Igarewe, has commemorated this year's Christmas with his constituents by distributing bags of rice, clothing materials, and cash gifts to members of the zone. Our correspondent who witnessed the Christmas party held at his country home now reports. Every December will remain in the annals of history, as it has been a tradition for a man who they described as a quintessential Nigerian legislator who believed in the principles of democracy and the notion service to God and humanity, Chief Idu Igarewe, with the burning desire to change the narratives of some alleged self-minded contemporary political office holders that leadership is for service. Chief Idu Igarewe had been engaging members across the 23 wards of his constituency and beyond through various empowerment schemes, road construction, building of houses for the downtrodden, as well as awarding scholarships to tertiary and secondary school students in the area. Perhaps as a culture, the 2022 Christmas is not different from others, but to show appreciation to God as the Yuletide calls for love and almsgiving. The Xmas celebration, which attracted various groups across the 23 wards in Afikpo North and South local government areas, saw members dance around the pavilion of the event, expressing joy that Chief Idu is a true example of a leader who have represented them positively at the Green Chambers. Hence, his antecedents show remarkable impact in the lives of every Afikpo man.
Yes, he wants his people to enjoy with him, that he will be celebrated.
God Almighty, give him more power and more leisure to do more.
The Christmas party, which was characterized by marathon speeches from supporters and distribution of rice, wrappers, and cash gifts, described their benefactor as a man of impeccable character, explaining that as the election beckons, their vote will count for him.
He did not only go to Abuja to make laws, he also went to Abuja to bring dividends of democracy to his constituents.
For Chief Idu and wife Lolo Ukamaka Igarewe, their conscience will never be at peace celebrating alone. Hence, it became imperative to gather all for a feast to thank God for a successful year 2022 and called on those in authority to see Nigeria's electionary year 2023 as not a do-or-die affair, but create an enabling environment for political gladiators to sell their manifesto.
I will say that I expect that our people will pay him back. He will, from the turnout, you can see that a landslide victory is staring at us.
Will join hands in encouraging the state government to allow oxygen into the democratic space. People should be allowed to put their posters. People should be allowed to put their banners. People should be allowed to campaign in public places. I'm doing this in my private space because of a pattern.
Similarly, as a way of reducing unemployment among youths in his constituency, the member representing Abakaliki in the Federal House of Representatives, Chief Sylvester Obaga, has empowered 50 youths on ICT training and as well distributed 50 brand new laptops to the participants. Ijoma Peter Wanti witnessed the event and our reports.
The program, which was put together by the National Center for Hydropower Research and Development in collaboration with the member representing Abakaliki Izzi Federal Constituency, Ebonyi State, Chief Sylvester Obaga, aimed at impacting ICT knowledge to some of his constituents. The youths, numbering 50, were taught basic parts and skills of computer, web design, among others. Mr. Tolu Tokens is the ICT instructor.
And we talked about the Microsoft application, which is the more used application for everybody. And that if you can know the basics, then you can build on it. And with the kind of handout we gave them, it's a teach yourself series. Even if you don't have anybody around, once you have the book and the system, you are good to go on your own.
Representing the lawmaker, the Principal Secretary to Chief Ogbaga, Mr. Albert Uketa, explained that this is not the first time youths in the constituency are empowered with brand new laptops, acknowledging that one of the ways for youths to be self-reliant and shun crime and criminality is to be computer literate. He urged the beneficiaries to make judicious use of the gesture.
The target is to harvest a talented upcoming youth to make use of their talents. And I'm very hopeful that the knowledge they gain from this program will be very useful for them and keep them out of crime so that they will be useful to themselves.
Some of the beneficiaries who could not hold their joy lauded Chief Ogbaga, describing him as the best lawmaker they have ever had.
Right now, I can make graphics on my own and design it in a way that it will attract people. And from there, I think I can make money, which is very cool. And I want to say a very big thank you to Right Honorable Sylvester Ogbaga for this wonderful empowerment towards the youth. I say thank you, sir.
He said I want to help me to do many things I want in future. So I say may Allah bless him and protect him.
Beneficiaries were also presented with certificates of training and cash gifts. In Abakaliki, Ijoma Pitawante, NTA News.
Week in retrospect, Innocent Agbo told us that the peculiarity of Christmas, among other festivals, is the exchange of gifts and alms given to people, especially the indigent. This was the gesture demonstrated by the Universal Outreach for Women Empowerment Initiative, a non-governmental organization in Ebonyi State. Promoting the welfare of women, children, and the indigent as part of its objectives, the Universal Outreach for Women Empowerment Initiative, UNIWOMI, said it has kept faith in that direction since its establishment in 2017. With the assistance from her foreign and local partners and donors for the 2022 Christmas party, the organization impacted the lives of widows and children to give them the sense of belonging in the Yuletide. The minister in charge of Universal Christ Ministry of All Nations, the anchor-based church of the NGO, Reverend Stamp Nwokolo, and the chief executive officer, UNIWOMI, Evangelist Abigail Ezehukumere, said the gesture is in recognition of heavy burden of widows in the present economic difficult situations in the country, and to assure them that widowhood is not a life without hope.
Number of widows are passing through tumultuous moments in their life. And then we felt that on our own little way that we can make a little impact in their life to encourage them so that at least it will help them to move on with their life and then to encourage them never to give up.
For the fact that they have Jesus, who is their own husband, that we that are the ambassadors of Christ, that we are here to remember them. And I believe strongly that it will make them happy and they will feel belong in the society.
And I pray that as today's occasion comes to an end, that they will continue to have every reason to know that truly that God is always there for them.
The elected beneficiaries who received wrappers, rice and money expressed gratitude to the ministry and the NGO for appreciating their plight and showing them their love.
Maybe mgbe ha na-abata ma ha na-asị ma matakwa akwa disi ma ọ bụ nke a ga-eme mana ha bịara ebe a na-ene akwa Christmas obi wee ju ha na-aṅụrị and ndị Universal Christ Ministry na-emekwara anyị ya every year ka abụrụ the first time
anyị beda mbụ ndo nwaanyị jibeta ned wee sị ga nje rie nnasị wee ga kabere kabeleva Jesus
nkele Chineke le ndị atamado ndụm eweji ga mbụ ndo nwedo onye nyi mekad anyị dra ọdụanụmibe so medasịla na Chineke be m kele ndị dobe chọọchị.
Earlier in the message at the special church service to mark the event, Reverend Mrs. Roslyn Ezudi urged the widows to put their trust in God and show good examples of his children.
As the Jesus' wife, there is nothing on earth that will make this Jesus whom they are following to leave them. Only for them to have hope, faith, and also exercise presence for God.
There were also gift items for children and light refreshment for all the invitees. Among the notable partners of UNIWEMI for the 2022 edition include the United States of America-based World Mission Foundation, the Ebonyi State Universal Basic Education Board, and Mrs. Miracle Nwankwo. In Abakaliki, Innocent Abo, NTA News.
The weekend review, as electoral activities heightened, INEC said it will resist all efforts to jeopardize the process from any quarters. Ebonyi State INEC Resident Electoral Commissioner Mrs. Pauline Onyeka stated this during an interaction with the media and civil society groups on the collection of PVCs and preparations towards the 2023 general elections. China Zacha is our guide.
Appreciating the collaborative supports of the media and CSOs, the Resident Electoral Commissioner, Mrs. Pauline Onyeka, said the interaction is to ensure that every segment of the society is carried along with strict compliance of electoral rules and guidelines for a free, credible, and inclusive election devoid of violence and rancor. She further noted that INEC will resist all attempts to mar the process, especially with the measures put in place.
There is an urgent need to continue emphasis on the importance of PVC's collection, which is the only stamp of authority that empowers validly registered voters to vote and be voted for, signifying one man, one vote. The collection of PVCs occupies a prime position in the Commission's strategic planning. Aside this, election campaign is ongoing in the state. It is our hope that every stakeholder in the electoral process will abide by the rules of engagement. This is the only way we can consolidate the gains of our democracy in Nigeria.
On his part, the Administrative Secretary of INEC in Ebonyi State, Mr. Clement Oha, advised participants against fake news and urged them to heighten the campaign on PVC collection. Members of different CSOs and journalists took turn to seek clarification on the implications of the alleged collection of PVC VIN numbers, need to develop a toll-free line for easy election-related matters, and steps taken to protect INEC offices in view of some flashpoints already identified in the state. In her response, Mrs. Pauline Onyeka reiterated that with the technology in place, the forthcoming election cannot be manipulated, hence the need for the citizens to collect their cards and vote in candidates of their choice. She further gave insight on how the newly created polling units will be handled.
And this is polling unit A, and this is polling unit B. We have in a particular registration area. If any unit in that registration area registered above 1,000, part of it will be put to another very close polling unit within the same sensitive, the same registration area.
Presentation made by the coalition of CSOs in the state on their stand against election violence, which was lauded by the INEC REC and her management in Ebonyi State. In Abakaliki, Chinaza John, NTA News.
National Population Commission has completed its 10 days facilitators zonal training in Abakaliki, comprising 137 trainees from both Enugu and Ebonyi States. Caleb Obona reported that the senior magistrate Ngozi Kugele administered the oath of secrecy on the facilitators in line with the Commission's terms and conditions.
The 10 days National Population Facilitator Zonal Training of both Enugu and Ebonyi State stakeholders says aimed at sharpening, enhancing and updating its human and material resources towards successful conduct of the 2023 Population and Housing Census.
The exercise is very serious, and I want you to imbibe all that the facilitators are giving you so that we can get it right. The MPC is coming out with the best census process ever done in Nigeria.
For the past 16 years, this country has no verifiable or credible data to work on. And therefore, Mr. President has given us a tall order that come April next year, we must have a credible census data.
The success of the 2023 Population and Housing Census begins with all of us. We're going to, at the end of the day, get the much desired quality data that Ebonyi State and Enugu State and Nigeria in general requires for us to have a credible, acceptable, and verifiable census in 2023.
Having been certified ready for the census, the 137 facilitators took their oath of secrecy allegiance, which has legally restricted them from divulging any information relating to the exercise to anyone other than the Commission.
That I will faithfully and honestly fulfill my duties and responsibilities in the census 2023.
We were properly trained, and to whom much is given, much is expected. I want to say on behalf of my colleagues that we are prepared.
In the step-down training, we do our bit to make sure that we count and will be counted.
The 2023 National Population and Housing Census has been scheduled to take place in April next year. In Abakaliki, Caleb Obunna, NTA News.
Now pause for a commercial break. News review continue after this time. Please stay with us.
NNPP, New Nigeria. NNPP, New Ebonyi State. New Ebonyi State. Progress. Progress. Adolawa Misiasa.
Nde Ebonyi Obonyi Gachanyi o. Adolawa Anywara no Chichiega Dima. Adolawa Adolawa na Chukwu Borogio. Adolawa Anywara no Chichiega Dima. Adolawa Kaisoro ya nasu na Chukwu Boroya o. Adolawa Anywara no Chichiega Dima. Adolawa Ebonyi ohu abiarula o. Chineke echetala Ebonyi.
God's Project Ohande Ebonyi Kayikwado Prophet Dr. Adolawa Chris na Engineer Mrs. Benedicta Nkitinyere Okoche ka ọ bụrụ gọvanọ n'oste gọvanọ n'ime otu pati NNPP pati nkateri meri juru ka Ebonyi ka mma na nke abụkwa nke anyị o.
Thanks for staying tuned. As the 2023 general election beckons, the non-governmental organization Center for Strategic Leadership and Youth Orientation, CESCHILO, has called for the restructuring of power by the electorate through engaging politicians on issues affecting the masses. Our correspondent reported that this was brought to the fore during the ongoing youth mobilization workshop in Ebonyi State, held at Oneke, Ezell South Council area of the state. The mobilization of youths across the 36 states of the Federation by Center for Strategic Leadership and Youth Orientation, CESCHILO, is not by surprise because it is pertinent owing to the fact that most youths are unemployed and as such serve as tools for ethnic and religious crisis. Most worrisome is that others are kidnappers, bandits, and drug addicts, which in turn heightens insecurity in the society. Although it is a consensus addendum amongst members of CESCHILO that the 2023 election should be based on charter of demand on any politician that will address these vices. The founder, Sestilo, Mr. Felix Ima, explained that now is the time to engage political candidates for National and State Assembly seats to discuss their manifesto for citizens' input.
The manifesto they have presented are evaluating these manifestos and engaging them to come and answer some steps questions ranging from our smart components.
The team lead, Sestilo Uche Madubuko, while analyzing Nigerians' education budget in relation to legislators' budget, disclosed that education got 48 billion naira for 200 million Nigerians, while 125 billion naira was appropriated for 465 people. To address this dichotomy and disparity, Mr. Uche challenged the youth to ensure that candidates should focus on education, food production, health, and human capital development, which consists the 4 major cardinal objectives of any good government.
You know very well that these critical areas are the drivers of economy. Once the education, the right knowledge is passed to the people, their capacity is developed to actually fend for themselves, critically think, to solve problems, we know that our health need will be provided.
For the participants, they are committed to make a change because it will bring lasting reform to all facets of the economy, especially the micro, small, and medium enterprises, which contribute 43.31% of the nation's GDP, as well as employs about 87.9% of our workforce.
The time we will now tell them, look at what the masses want. Will you be able to do that? How prepared are you to deliver them, or to deliver all those things that they have requested?
That intend questioning, dissecting issues on the current order of politics, especially 2023 general election.
Questions and answers session for one of the State Assembly candidate of Labour Party, Isaac Nkuma, climaxed the event in Abakaliki. On the week under review, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, inaugurated internal roads in Nkwago Military Cantonment, Abakaliki. Ijoma Pitawante reported that the 5.2-kilometer internal roads were constructed by the Ebonyi State Governor, David Umahi.
That was the quarter guard mounted in honor of the Chief of Defense Staff, General Lucky Irabo, inaugurating the 5.2-kilometer internal roads at the Nkwego Military Cantonment, Abakaliki, constructed under the administration of Governor David Umahi. General Irabo appreciated the governor for his love and support to the cantonment while soliciting for more.
In the light of the fact that resources are limited, and you found it quite expedient to spare part of what you have for development of the state to touch the Barra community, something that is heartwarming to us. So I'd like to very specially thank you for this initiative.
Governor David Umahi, who was grateful for the visit of the Chief of Defense Staff and his wife, said the construction of the internal roads in the cantonment is as a result of his administration infrastructure drive done across the state. He promised to provide solar street lights for the cantonment.
The highest man of the force is here, and to honor him, I promise to initiate and start solar lights to the roads.
The Chief of Defense Staff was accompanied by the GOC 82 Division Nigerian Army Major General Umar Musa. In Abakaliki, Ijoma Pitawante, NTA News.
That does it on this week's edition of News Review. Do join us same time, same station for another exciting package. And from all of us here is wishing you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year in advance. Good night.
For irresistible hospitality services and the zenith of delightful experience, welcome to Osborne Lapam Royal Resort Limited, nested in the heart of Ebonyi State in different locations. Osborne Lapam Royal Resort Main Branch, Annex, Uburu. With international 5-star accommodation, top quality chefs with delicious cuisine, redefining luxury and space with an indoor and outdoor swimming pool. Serene environment, relaxing atmosphere in the spa center, spacious chill-out and bar, spacious hall for events and wedding, well-equipped gymnasium, water treatment plant, top-notch security and standby generator, with well-trained staff that will wow your stay. It's time well spent. It's Osborne Lapam. Visit Osborne Hotels for world-class experience in its aesthetic environs, lavished with classic edifice and flawless hospitality service delivery.
We wish you a Merry Christmas.
My name is Femi Adebayo. This holiday season, StarTimes is taking us to a better level. You can step up your family entertainment with the StarTimes upgrade promo. You recharge 2 months on Nova Bouquet and get upgraded to Basic or Smart Bouquet. Recharge 2 months on Basic or Smart Bouquet, you get upgraded to Classic or Super Bouquet. And if you recharge 2 months on Classic or Super Bouquet, you get 10 days free on your subscription. This upgrade automatically qualifies you for a weekly draw to win 55-inch Smart TV, PA systems, home appliances, and more. These prizes are proudly sponsored by Longreach, Wayon, and Amaz. This promo is from the 15th November to 15th January 2023. Times and conditions apply. On StarTimes, every day is the best day ever. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. StarTimes. Entertain your family.
NNPP, New Nigeria. NNPP, New Ebonyi State. New Ebonyi State. Progress. Adolawa is the answer.
Adolawa mu gache Ebonyi. Ayeye. Adolawa mu gache Ebonyi. Ayeye. Ochiwe Ebonyi gakama. Ayeye. Ochiwe Ebonyi gakama. Ayeye. Ndoro yibo kenwanguri. Ayeye. Ndora kage kwoyoyo. Ayeye. Ndaya gana nguri. Ayeye. Isino do kuroha. Ayeye. Adolu gache Ebonyi. Ayeye. Asese kuna sirikini o. Ayeye. Adolu gache Ebonyi. Ayeye. Ipono yo sirikini. Ayeye. Adolu gache Ebonyi. Ayeye. Ndio hani ho kwesirike. Ayeye. Adolu gache Ebonyi. Ayeye. Ndia vi kwe bikoya. Ayeye. No ya gachio. Ebonyi. Ayeye. Eta nile kuroha. Ayeye. Adolu gache Ebonyi. Ayeye. Ndigbe sa kwere kwe. Ayeye. No ya gachio. Adolu gache Ebonyi. Ayeye.
God's Project Ohande Ebonyi Kayikwado Prophet Dr. Adolawam Chris na Engineer Mrs. Benedicta Itinyere Okochi ka ọ bụrụ gọvanọ n'oste gọvanọ n'ime otu pati NNPP pati Katerimeritu nke Ebonyi ka mma na nke a bụkwa nke anyị o.
Easy motion.
For Nigeria, for Africa, and the world.
From all of us at Glow, we wish you joy unlimited.
From the rising sun down the sunset of Nigeria lies the line of excellence, tracing the mold of productive future in careers and specializations. One is pinpointed. Blessed Martins International Institute of Science and Technology, BMIIST, located in Ohatekwe, Amagu, Iko, in the core local government area of Ebonyi State, raising the demand in modern health professions through the offer of academic admission in various accredited courses such as community health extension worker, junior community health extension worker, environmental health technician, environmental health technology, health information management, health education promotion, pharmacy technician, medical laboratory technician, public health nursing, and so much more. BMIIST, connecting the world for current information and modern practices in health services through her equipped ICT center, highly stocked library, state-of-the-art practical facilities, as well as competent manpower. For your admission and inquiry, visit the institute or www.blessedmartinsiist.com. Email info@blessedmartinsiist.com or call 081 66 905529. BMIIST is simply the best. BMIIST, the international standard education within our reach.
Have you experienced heaven on earth? New Heaven Hotel is exclusively where you can enjoy overwhelming paradise in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. Upon arrival, you will be impressed and pleased with the spacious and beautiful serene environment with outstanding landscaping. We are consistent, exceptional in service delivery. Our staff are courteous and well-trained to carefully anticipate the needs of guests. Our hotels offers luxurious decor and carefully selected furnishings. The rooms and suites are tastefully decorated with access to your choice channels, high-speed internet, steady water and power supply with the finest dining experience. Our guests have access to a range of world-class recreational amenities such as swimming pool, executive bar, fitness gym, business center, car hiring services, a multi-purpose capacity event hall. We are located at the heart of the city, number 2, Amasri Street off Afipe Road, Abakaliki, Ebonyi State. Visit us today and experience excellent level of service delivery and maximum comfort. For enquiries and booking, please call 070-588-71002 or 090-67-233-055. Visit our website at newheavenhotel.business.site. New Heaven Hotels, Heavenly's Bliss Redefined.
When you go for weddings, you get to see the ashwebi, the colorful ashwebi around. So I believe that is another way for an African woman to represent her beauty, is by using